Hi guys, welcome back to the London Art Walk, and today I'm here with some more art news that is going to take you out of this world, quite literally. So we're going to be talking about a digitalised collection of art, poetry and books that's going to be permanently installed on the moon. Now, at first you might be thinking this is quite pointless because no one's going to see this lovely museum on the moon, but actually the idea is more to kind of safeguard and archive objects of art for the future. If Earth gets destroyed, then at least our art is saved somewhere safe on the moon. But what if aliens see it? What if aliens come and see our art and they judge us by that? So there's lots and lots of things at stake here, including humanity to be one thing. But you'd actually be wrong if you thought this was the first object of art ever to go on the moon, because of course Jeff Koons, the multimillionaire, has already placed his sculptures on the moon. Well, not his physical sculptures, he's actually got copies of his NFTs and saved them and sent them to the moon, where they're there for any alien or any passing traveller to see and pick up. But this raises an interesting question about what sort of artwork we should be saving and keeping in archive storage. And also it kind of raises this interesting question of how we would like to portray ourselves as a human race through what art, what really represents us. And it's this kind of choosing that I think is really key to these stories about sending things to the moon. Now, behind me is an interesting work from the 1960s. Now this, believe it or not, was actually sent on the lunar mission, and it actually was the first work to go on Mars. And as you can see here, it's 6 works, one of which is by Andy Warhol. So it'd be fair to say Jeff Koons wasn't the first artist to land on the moon, it was Andy Warhol and his little work here. I'm not sure which one Andy Warhol is, but I think it's the top corner. But yeah, I think this is really interesting, this idea of keeping art somewhere safe on the moon. And it's important as kind of humans to see what artwork we're going to put on there. And I think I'd like to raise some interesting questions about this. So behind me I have Goya's The 3rd of May. Now why have I got this artwork up when I'm talking about sending art to the moon? Well, I'm talking about this because it's important to kind of archive things that represent humanity. And indeed this work does. It's an iconic work by Goya, and it represents humanity at its worst. Humans fighting humans. Now, is this a message that we want to keep? Or is this a message that perhaps we want to erase? And this is something to consider kind of on the kind of fanciful thought about aliens. Let's just say an alien landed and they looked through all of our artworks and they saw this. Would this leave a good impression of what humans are like? And I think it's these things that we really need to consider when we look at ourselves as well. What art represents us? And this is why I believe art is so important, because it really represents humanity and the human experience that we've all lived through. Or do you think something like Jeff Koons' Balloon Dog is better placed on the moon? Do you think maybe we want aliens to look at this instead and just kind of see a contemporary art, a contemporary kind of fun, playful image of humans? Do you think this is kind of how you'd like aliens to judge us? If you had to choose what artworks we should send up to space, what artworks would you choose? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks.